time of the day. IHOP is now introducing an adults-only pour-to-pair with pancakes. The new Bubbles Wine and Brews menu marries boozy beverages with its menu staples. Everything from mimosas and French toast to a cold Corona with your omelet. There's even a little something extra. The chain will also be pouring a variety of barefoot wines. Sounds interesting. An extended opportunity to enroll in an affordable health care plan ends today. We hear from a financial expert on how much money you could save. Plus, U.S. troops are preparing to evacuate the U.S. Embassy in Afghanistan as the Taliban gains ground. The concerns about what could happen next. And this B-17 once helped lead America to victory during World War II. How you can have a chance today to climb aboard and take flight in the exact same historic machinery.
And it feels pleasant this weekend, but it's summer. We can never quite keep the heat and humidity away all that long. When it will return, when I'm forecasting storm chances. That's coming up live at 6:30.
Menards has everything you need.
Covering West Michigan to protect and alert you. This is News Channel 3, live at 6:30.
Good morning. You're watching News Channel 3. I'm Hannah Knowles. We're watching West Michigan this morning. Here's a look at the top developing stories. Thousands of West Michigan residents are still without power this morning after back-to-back storms. Right now, majority of the power outages remain in Branch and St. Joseph counties. Branch County is now under a state of emergency due to what county officials are calling widespread and severe damage. Hotels are booked and shelves at local stores in those areas now sit empty, with people mainly buying up bottled water, gas cans, and tools to clean up debris. Across the state, about 100,000 Consumers Energy customers are still in the dark. A new alert from the Michigan Health Department. It's now strongly recommending schools require masks to prevent the spread of COVID-19. A mask policy causing chaos in Portage, where parents are fighting over whether students should be required to wear them. The district's policy says masks will be optional unless the county health department makes a mandate. Some parents say they'll go so far as to remove their kids from the school district if masks aren't required on the first day of school. Western Michigan University is updating its COVID-19 policies again just weeks before students return to campus. WMU is not requiring students to get vaccinated. However, the university is announcing students and staff who don't get a COVID-19 vaccine will have to get tested for the virus every week. WMU is also requiring masks in all buildings, whether you are vaccinated or not. Moving now to a live look over downtown Kalamazoo. Here comes the sunrise. Let's check in now with meteorologist Christina Anthony for a closer look at your weekend forecast.
Yeah, and finally, we don't have any sort of weather drama in your Saturday or Sunday. Our weather, in a word, simply put, is dry, and not just on radar, which you can see on satellite and radar. It's tough to find any clouds and certainly any rain, but it's dry when it comes to the dew point department as well. So our dew points are in the 50s. This means that it feels comfortable outside. Translation, going to feel really nice, more like fall today and into tomorrow. This is fantastic news for those without air conditioning and fans after losing power. So we will, finally not have to deal with that oppressive heat and humidity for a couple of days at least. Temperatures making it into the lower 70s by midday, and then the upper 70s later this afternoon. Lots of sunshine from start to finish, Hannah. I'll let you know when clouds and thunderstorm chances return. That's live at 6:30.
All right, Christina, thank you. Governor Gretchen Whitmer announcing that starting today, anyone who is eligible for an additional dose of the COVID-19 vaccine can get it. The CDC recommending people with compromised immune systems to get a booster shot of the Moderna and Pfizer COVID-19 vaccines. Michigan has an ample supply of the COVID-19 vaccine to meet the demand. And in a statement, Governor Whitmer says, quote, "When vaccines first became available, we ensured that 100% of residents in nursing homes and long-term care facilities had first dibs at the safe and effective vaccines. Now it's important that we continue to prioritize these Michiganders by rushing an additional dose to those who need it most." Here's the latest data on COVID-19 cases in Michigan. We're going to try to get a live look at the state's information page. It shows that the death toll has now passed 20,000, a grim milestone. 29 more people died just within 2 days, Thursday and Friday. And state health officials report at that same time 3,100 more people tested positive for the virus. And cases of COVID-19 are on the rise again here in Michigan, closely followed by increasing hospitalizations and deaths. The highly infectious Delta variant accounts for nearly all the spread in the state because it's more contagious and more dangerous. Right now, 75 of Michigan's 83 counties have substantial or high rates of COVID-19 transmission. New this morning, a way you can save money on your energy bill with Consumers Energy, but also raise money for a good cause. Battle Creek's NAACP chapter is teaming up with consumers to help serve communities in need. News Channel 3's Jay Shatara spoke with a member of the chapter. He joins us live to tell us how this program started and why it's building trust between the community and its energy company. Good morning, Jay.
Hannah, good morning. Yeah, Kathy Antaya signed up for her in-home energy analysis about 3 months ago. And she says so far she has seen a significant savings in money so far for her energy bills. Now, she had an idea to turn that simple survey into a fundraiser. She says oftentimes people in underserved communities don't trust a big corporation like Consumers Energy coming into their homes and telling them how to live. So she's trying to build that connection, that trust, that bridge of trust with consumers and the community. Now, she also says that for lower income families, they're typically worried about bills and groceries, not energy efficiency. The Battle Creek NAACP chapter partnered with consumers to use word of mouth to tell people that it's okay to have someone come in your house and check your energy efficiency. Their hope is that it can help save money for low income families and a lot of money.
By having us going out there and actually spreading the word, to my own neighbors, they may have a little less reluctance in engaging in a program like this.
Now, Antaya says that they will have an exact number on how much the fundraiser was able to raise once it is over. Again, this is until September 30th that you have to sign up for this free in-home analysis to try and save money with Consumers Energy. Reporting live in Kalamazoo, Jay Shatara, News Channel 3.
All right, Jay, thank you. Currently, Americans have a special health enrollment period we can take advantage of, but you are running out of time to do so. The opportunity provided through the American Rescue Plan expires tomorrow. We spoke with local financial professional Mindy McIntosh to find out just how much some Americans can save with this special enrollment period. She tells us nearly 15 million Americans currently lack health care, and many Americans will be able to take advantage of an advanced premium tax credit to lower the cost of their monthly premiums. Here's a look at a few statistics. $50 per month, what many premiums will decrease by. 80% of enrollees will find a plan for $10 or less. 25% of enrollees will be able to upgrade to better plans at the same or lower premium. 1.8 million Americans have signed up for coverage during this special enrollment period.
You might, be in a better position than what you think when it comes to just these huge costs of healthcare. And I realize that a lot of folks say, my goodness, my healthcare premium as much as my mortgage. Well, we've seen that change now. So if that is not your situation today, let's make sure that we talk to you over the next few days here.
For more information on the special enrollment period, as well as tips from Mindy and how to reach her, you can visit our website, wwmt.com. Good news for millions of Americans still paying off their student loans. A pause on federal student loan payments has been extended again, this time until next year. It was set to expire at the end of September. President Biden has now extended the freeze until the end of January 2022. During that time, interest has stopped adding up. Collections on defaulted debt are also on hold. Private student loan borrowers aren't covered by the pause extension. The Taliban is on the verge of reclaiming most of Afghanistan with just weeks to go before U.S. troops leave the country on August 31st. The group's resurgence is being met with fear and dismay from many, even as 3 U.S. battalions are on their way to Kabul. Natalie Brand reports from Washington this morning.
As the Taliban offensive continues to sweep through the country, the Pentagon says the bulk of the 3,000 U.S. troops will arrive over the weekend to help evacuate U.S. diplomats and Afghan allies.
We are certainly concerned by the speed with which the Taliban has been moving.
The group now controls more than half of Afghanistan's provincial capitals, including Kandahar, Afghanistan's second biggest city. Fighters are said to be within 50 miles of Kabul.
There is no doubt at what's going to happen here. The Taliban is going to take over the government probably in a matter of weeks.
As concern grows on the ground, the United Nations warns a humanitarian disaster is unfolding.
Afghanistan is spinning out of control.
CBS News spoke with a woman who said she wants to flee, but her family is planning to stay.
I'm afraid of being killed. I'm like totally sure that I will not survive here.
President Biden has defended his decision to withdraw U.S. troops from the country by the end of the month. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
President Biden hasn't taken questions about the Afghan conflict since Tuesday. The United Nations is now urging the country's neighbors to keep their borders open, potentially allowing tens of thousands of people fleeing Taliban fighting to reach safety. 76 years ago, almost to the day, the United States and Allied forces declared victory over the Nazis in World War II. In Kalamazoo this weekend, there's a terrific reminder of the bravery displayed and the sacrifice made by those who fought. Armadas of B-17 heavy bombers called the Flying Fortress were launched over Germany and Japan, taking out critical enemy targets. Of the 13,000 built, only a few B-17s, like the Yankee Lady, are still in flying condition. Today, you can get an aerial tour of the heroic and impressive piece of machinery.
The significance of the B-17, this flying fortress, is it was so impactful in World War II. 12,000 were built, but there's only 10 left that are flying. And so having a B-17 here, so instrumental in the war, is just fantastic for the Air Zoo and our entire community.
The B-17 Yankee Lady will be in Kalamazoo all day today, offering both flights and tarmac tours. There's just a few spots left. For details to sign up, you can head to our website, WWMT.com, and find this story. It's on the front page. A new law in place this morning in neighboring state Illinois. How it looks to protect students from a discrimination black kids are unfortunately all too familiar with. And new video in now details just how chaotic and violent the January 6th Capitol riots got. A look at that, plus the authorities now being punished for their presence that day. And new threats this morning as the Dixie Fire rages in Northern California. What is now in its path and at risk of being burned to the ashes?
And it is 6:41 on a Saturday morning. A quiet start to the day in Battle Creek. How long that quiet weather will last? You're watching News Channel 3, live at 6:30.
Network customers, you're at risk of losing. Thank you for turning to News Channel 3 at 6:30. The news continues right now.
We're getting new video this morning showing a different angle of the violence that erupted at the Capitol on January 6th. And what you're seeing here, this is surveillance video giving you that new view of the mob. We're now learning 2 Seattle police officers have been fired for attending the riots that day. Authorities say the married officers, Caitlin and Alexander Everett, have been fired because they trespassed barriers put in place by Capitol Police. Seattle Police Chief Adrian Diaz says the couple was directly next to the Capitol building after it had been declared a riot. He says their presence at the Capitol was, quote, an attack on our profession and every other officer across the country. There's a new law in place this morning in the state of Illinois. It's to prevent discrimination in schools based on hairstyles. The bill prohibits dress codes that restrict styles historically associated with race, ethnicity, or hair texture. Black students specifically have faced discipline and exclusion at schools simply for wearing natural hairstyles, according to the governor. The Illinois Board of Education must also create resources for students about natural hair. When it comes to America's water wars, the West is as wild as it ever was, and the mighty Colorado River, which provides water to over 40 million people, is one of the spoils. But in the western United States, the rule has always been you don't own water and you don't own the molecules of the water. You only own the right to divert it and to put it to beneficial use. But some people say this is bringing large corporations into the playing field and turning H2O into a commodity where shareholders make money off droughts and water shortages.
Water is a scarce commodity in Arizona, so yes, it does become like oil here. It's just like any product that's scarce. You start putting it up on the market, and guess what? It starts going for the highest price.
And despite strong opposition, the Arizona Department of Water Resources last fall gave the thumbs up to the water transfer. The final hurdle is now to approval from the federal government. This week on Full Measure, we investigate the battle over water and the impact this could have across the country. You can watch the full story right here on News Channel 3. Sunday night. A Northern California wildfire now threatens thousands of homes as it burns towards a small lumber town. Right now, crews are fighting to protect the town of Westwood in the northern Sierra Nevada from the month-old Dixie Fire. Now, the blaze has burned down much of the town of Greenville last week, and in Montana, crews are now scrambling to save hundreds of homes near the Northern Cheyenne Indian Reservation. Meanwhile, the U.S. Forest Service says fires throughout the West have forced it into crisis mode. New data shows July was the hottest month ever recorded in 142 years of record keeping. This past month was the hottest month to date with a global average of a little over 62 degrees Fahrenheit. The last 7 Julys have been the hottest 7 Julys on record. Officials call it an inevitable distinction related to climate change. Right now, small tropical depression 7 is moving quickly and expected to become Tropical Storm Grace, and that's expected to happen today. Forecasters say it will likely near the Leeward Islands late tonight and approach the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico on Sunday. Tropical storm watches have gone up for Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands and other islands of the northeastern Caribbean, with strong winds and heavy rain expected over the weekend. All right, let's check in now with meteorologist Christina Anthony. I'm sure you've been tracking these changes, those storms that we were just talking about there.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, for us, we've had plenty of severe thunderstorm activity, lots of rain, lots of wind, and it was kind of fueled by some heat and humidity. In fact, we kind of got our first 90-degree day in August, right when everything was happening. That was on August 10th. It was our 10th 90-degree day of the year in Kalamazoo. You can see we had a couple in July and a handful in June, and our first 90-degree day happened in May. We typically get about 13 of them at or above 90-degree days in a year. So finally, we are easing off of those dog days of summer, and I'm forecasting some autumn-esque air for this weekend and into early next week. It is still going to feel warm, especially in the sunshine, but that autumn-esque air comes with that lower humidity, and you will certainly notice that, especially at night. So temperatures go from at or just above 80 degrees to the 50s overnight. It's really going to feel quite pleasant. You can open up those windows, at least at night, into the late morning time frame and cash in on some free air conditioning. Just let Mother Nature do the cooling for you. Look at these dew points, incredibly dry as we look off to the northwest, and still dry here with dew points down into the 50s. You know, over the past several days, as I was tracking those severe thunderstorms with Chief Meteorologist Keith Thompson, Will Haney, Jeff Porter, we are talking about dew points that were in the middle to upper 70s. We even had a couple of 80-degree dew points. I mean, it was tropical-like outside. So a big difference as we move into your weekend. Satellite and radar showing any cloud cover is off to our south and to our east with the rain and with a series of cold fronts. So we don't have to worry about any storms over these next few days. That's very important for those that have to clean up after those rounds of severe thunderstorms. Our Weather Alert Network Horizon broadband camera now looking into Bangor, and we can see the sun coming up, and the street lights are still on as well. So it is recent daylight for sure. Temperatures in the middle 50s in Hastings, 57 degrees in Allegan, 61 in Kalamazoo and 56 degrees in Marshall. On the menu for today, some sunshine and crisp air. As I mentioned, hold the humidity for lunch and dinner. We don't want it, and you certainly don't get it. 73 degrees for lunch, upper 70s for dinner. Perseid meteor shower is happening. It's active all the way through late August, courtesy of some comet crumbs. That's Comet Swift-Tuttle. And it's known for those long streaking tails. Look at the banner at the bottom of your screen. You want to look to the north, okay, and just up in general. And you want to find a dark place. As far as other shower chances, they're relatively low until we get to Tuesday and Wednesday and beyond. Then those rain chances, the heat, the humidity, all of it, Hannah, it returns. It's summer. We can't really keep it away all that long.
But a nice little break and some better sleeping weather, in my opinion.
10 out of 10 calendar days, 10 out of 10 weather days. Can't beat it.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Christina. Stretching over 200 miles from New Buffalo to Detroit, you might find your next hidden treasure along the US 12 corridor, the steals you'll only see here in Michigan.
News Channel 3, it's
Happening this weekend, a tradition that seems to bring people together from all walks of life. Michigan's longest garage sale, one of the few things COVID didn't cancel last year. It's happening today and tomorrow, stretching from New Buffalo to Detroit on US 12. Bargain hunters and treasure seekers can find everything from antiques to furniture to homemade goodies and even live entertainment. And in downtown Holland, businesses are rolling the inventory outside this weekend for their annual sidewalk sale. Shoppers can find steals from dozens of shops. The sales run until 6 o'clock tonight, and heads up, 8th Street will be closed to traffic and parking. This morning, 100,000 Michiganders are still without power, and for some, today marks day 4. What Consumers Energy tells us about the estimated time of restoration that's coming up next.
And Hannah, this is exactly what you want to see. A beautiful look into South Haven early on a Saturday morning. Look how flat and calm that water is. Some clear sky in the background, just wonderful. Today and tomorrow, waves 0 to 1 foot. Water temperatures in the 70s, letting you know when you'll have to watch out for thunderstorms again. That's coming up live at 7.
If you're worried about sports,
if you find yourself hesitant to look at your energy bill each month, Consumers is now offering a chance to save some money. The things in your home that could be causing a surge in price.
We do not want a mask mandate.
If I could just save one child by wearing a mask, I would do it.
A fight breaks out between parents over a local school district's mask policy. What the state health department is now telling school leaders.
And these are the kind of weekend shower chances we love. We're talking about the Perseid meteor shower, when you can look out for those shooting stars and where you can go, where it's going to be dark. That's coming up live at 7.
Covering West Michigan to protect and alert you. This is News Channel 3, live at 7.
Well, it could be over $500 or more, depending on what it's going to take and how long it takes to fix it.
Right now, some West Michigan residents without power now for a 4th day after back-to-back storms whip through the state. Branch County is now under a state of emergency due to what county officials are calling widespread and severe damage. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Hannah Knowles. We've had crews surveying the damage all week long, talking to neighbors about what they're experiencing as scattered trees block roadways and crews work to restore power. People are flocking to hotels and stores, and some shelves at Family Farm and Home in Coldwater now sit empty. People mainly buying up bottled water, gas cans, and tools to clean up debris. The store is also sold out of generators twice. We also checked in hard-hit St. Joseph County. Hotel rooms there are scarce as well. Employees saying full rooms are full of guests from neighboring towns that are still without power from the recent storms. And in Centerville, the remnants of the storm still very clear. Downed trees, power lines, and tilted power poles. You can see in this live look at the Consumers Energy outage map a cluster of outages in those two areas, Branch and St. Joseph counties. And across the state, about 100,000 Consumers Energy customers are still in the dark. Consumers tells us it expects most homes and businesses to have power back on by tonight, and almost all restoration work completed by the end of this weekend. Take a look at this video on the east side of the state. Heavy rains flood some freeways in the Detroit area. This the result of waves of thunderstorms over this past week. Wisconsin, Illinois, and Indiana also hit hard by recent rounds of storms. Let's check in now with meteorologist Christina Anthony. Thankfully, not the same story this weekend.
Right, and thankfully yesterday that heat eased off just a bit, and we saw those dew points kind of crashing throughout the day, lowering humidity levels. So that was good news for those without electricity. Temperatures were only in the lower 80s, right where they should be for this time of year. We weren't talking about heat indices in the 90s or even triple digits for the first time in a while. And that's going to be the same thing as we go through the weekend ahead. It's going to feel much more comfortable than a lot of last week. Temperatures begin with a 5 in Kalamazoo, the upper 50s, middle 50s in Hastings, 56 degrees Allegan, the middle 50s along the Michigan-Indiana line, the middle 60s at 9 a.m. It's comfortable, it's bright, it's really a fantastic weather day ahead and calendar day, 10 out of 10. Middle 70s at midday, lots of sunshine, mostly sunny 5 o'clock, temperatures in the upper 70s. That heat, the humidity, it will return soon. We're tracking all of it for you, and when thunderstorm chances return, that's coming up in about 10 minutes.
From your windows to your light bulbs, you could be losing money every year due to low energy efficiency. And now Consumers Energy is offering a free program that can help you save on your electric bill. Company officials say they've saved Michigan communities about billions of dollars with a free analysis. News Channel 3's Jay Shatara joining us now live in Kalamazoo to tell us about how a new survey can save that money in your wallet, keep it in your wallet, and also go towards a good cause. Good morning, Jay.
Yeah, Hannah, good morning. The survey is an energy efficiency in-home analysis, and you have until September 30th to sign up for it online. Just go on Consumers Energy's website and search energy in-home analysis or anything along those lines. And this is for a good cause. It's going towards or partnering with local nonprofits. Now, the Consumers Energy, Consumers Energy spokesperson said it saves you about $200 a year to do this in-home analysis, recognizing things like light bulbs and others and windows that can help save you money. A spokesperson for Consumers Energy also says that it's simple things like using LED lights in the house that have helped save people money. Josh Pastrick with the energy company says he wants consumers to build a bridge of trust with its customers, and helping them save money can do that.
We're doing a lot of work to try to get more involved and to give back to the communities that we serve. You don't hear this from many businesses, but what we would like to do is have customers use less of our product.
Consumers in Southwest Michigan is teaming up with the Battle Creek NAACP, again, as part of this in-home analysis to build trust within the community. And coming up in about 30 minutes, we'll hear from a member of that organization. Reporting live in Kalamazoo, Jay Shatara, News Channel 3. Thanks, Christy. It is what I wanted to say. You're absolutely right.
From the Michigan Health and Human Services Department, it's now strongly recommending schools require masks to prevent the spread of COVID-19 when kids head back to the classroom. But with no state or county mandates, local school districts and parents are split on whether masks should be required.
We do not want a mask mandate.
If I could just save one child by wearing a mask, I would do it.
Parents of Portage Public School kids fighting over masks in schools. Right now, the district's policy says masks will be optional when kids return to school in just a couple of weeks. The superintendent tells us Portage Public Schools will not mandate masks unless the county health department does, which is something Kalamazoo County health officials tell us they are considering. Some parents say they'll go so far as to remove their kids from the school district.
We are out here showing our support for the board, still letting parents have choice when it comes to masks.
But I really want everyone wearing a mask to keep everyone safe. We'd rather avoid a breakthrough infection, and everyone has the right to be safe when they're at school.
In an exclusive interview, the PPS superintendent tells us if you're a parent who wants your kid to wear a mask in school, it's up to you and your child to do so. Teachers and school staff will not be enforcing what parents want in the classrooms. Alerting you, Western Michigan University is updating its COVID-19 policies again just weeks before students return to campus. WMU is not requiring students to get vaccinated. However, the university is announcing students and staff who do not get a COVID-19 vaccine, they'll have to get tested for the virus every week. WMU is also requiring masks in all buildings, whether you are vaccinated or not. A new piece of information from the recent census data figures released just yesterday show some of Michigan's largest percentage population losses over the past decade are in the Upper Peninsula. The UP for years has struggled through job loss tied to downturns in the manufacturing and mining industries. Census figures released in April show Michigan's overall population increased slightly from 2010 to last year. And happening this weekend in downtown Kalamazoo, native and now filmmaker Terrence Moore brings an exclusive screening of his first film to his hometown titled Dogface, a Trap House Horror. The film is about a black man who recognizes his superpowers through opposition. It touches on the prejudices and injustices black Americans fight through each day. A reality 32-year-old Moore experienced firsthand in Kalamazoo. In 2006, when he was 17, Moore was stopped by police for excessive noise from his car stereo. The officer's behavior led Moore to file a civil lawsuit against the city for racial profiling. The suit was settled in 2007, and Terrence used the funds to lead a new life in Atlanta, where schooling and networking helped build him into a filmmaker. Now he's back in his hometown to inspire kids from his same community.
For every senseless gun act, I guarantee it's 10 beautiful moments of uplifting and inspiration that we don't acknowledge. Hopefully this presentation of me in this film and this career that I'm creating can be an influence for, other young black males and women in Kalamazoo.
This is a live look at the webpage for the film Dogface, a Trap House Horror. You can see here where you can buy tickets this weekend to the screening. It's happening tomorrow at the Radisson Hotel at 6 p.m. We'll have a link on our website, wwmt.com. And right before the film's showing, you're invited to another event happening outside the Radisson in downtown Kalamazoo. The organization Mothers of Hope is hosting the Black Voters Matter bus tour. The bus will be parked on Rose Street at Michigan Avenue. There will be a DJ, free food, and more. That's from 4 to 6 o'clock tonight. In Grand Rapids, the Comic-Con Summer Bash continues today. The event runs through Sunday at the Deltaplex Arena and Conference Center in Walker, just outside Grand Rapids. This is a live look at their website. There are several guest appearances ranging from the Terminator to Star Wars. The event runs from 10 to 7 tonight and 10 to 5 on Sunday. It's not just here in West Michigan. Across the country, a line has been drawn on one side pro-masks and on the other against it.
Masks do not stop the virus. Mask in class. Mask in class.
What experts are noticing parents have in common when they're for masks compared to those when they're against them.
And rain chances are very small over the next few days. We're actually treated to plenty of sunshine when the heat, humidity, and thunderstorm chances will make a comeback. That's just a few minutes away. Stay with us.
Renters are getting squeezed.
More and more we're seeing overweight pets. I'd say more often than not, animals that walk into my exam room can be classified as chonks, or round boys, as we endearingly call them. Joking aside, added weight can have serious health consequences. Here are some tips. If you're following the guidelines on the food bag, use your pet's ideal weight and not their current weight to determine how much he should get. Next, I highly recommend using a kitchen-grade measuring cup so you can accurately quantify how much food Fido is actually getting. See the difference? Final tip, make sure you have just one family member responsible for feeding Fido so he isn't fooling someone into a second breakfast. Simple adjustments can go a long way. Connect with us at our station website by looking up For Pet's Sake. We'd also love to see your favorite pet moments that you can share with our community. Go to our news app, click Explore, chime in, and upload your pet-tastic photos.
Continuing coverage now of the coronavirus pandemic and the tug of war over vaccines and masks. The mask debate taking hold in schools across America. Our national desk reporter Angela Brown is looking at the battle across the country.
The battle lines are drawn between parents who believe it's their right to decide if their kids wear a mask, not the government, and those who say wearing a mask will slow down the Delta variant that is putting people in the hospital and the morgue. In Tennessee, parents swarmed the car of a father pushing for masks in school after a school board meeting. A confrontation caught on camera.
We will find you, and you will never be allowed in public again.
The father in that car, terrified.
I truthfully fear for my life.
Just one of many rallies breaking out across the country, from Iowa to Florida. And in Baltimore, parents protested a mandate calling for all teachers and students to wear a mask. Some parents just don't believe masks work.
Masks do not stop the virus.
The push mandating masks in the classroom is just as intense.
Mask in class! Mask in class!
Take a look at this video of parents rallying in Cobb County, Georgia, signs with this grave warning: mask it or casket. Parents supporting masks say the extra level of protection is needed because students 12 and under cannot be vaccinated.
Masking is, I think a lot of us would say, something pretty small that we can do in order to prevent all these negative consequences.
The CDC recommends all students and staff wear a mask in school regardless of their vaccination status, while the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends masks in school for everyone over the age of 2. But who you are and where you live can make a difference. A May Rand study found that rural parents and white parents were more likely to prefer that schools reduce or end COVID-19 safety precautions. Parents of color and urban parents were much more likely to want to keep them. In Washington, I'm Angela Brown.
Time on the clock is 7:16. It is time for weekend morning trivia. And Hannah, for the first time my whole life, 31 years old, first time ever, I got stung.
I know, I
by
saw
a bee
on your Facebook post.
It was wild.
I hate bees. I think you know that about me too.
Yeah, I just, and you know, I wanted my husband, I wanted somebody to be there to like match my enthusiasm over this too. Like, first time in 31 years I've been running away from them. And that didn't happen. But anyways, all right, so this is about bees. Bees, hornets, wasps typically have 5 of these. Is it A, 5 wings, B, 5 stripes, C, 5 antennae, or D, 5 eyes?
Stripes.
Wow,
I'm gonna go with it.
You seem very confident.
I don't think they have 5 wings, but they might.
Oh, darn it. 5 wings, right? No, they have 5 eyes. All the better to see us with, huh?
You'll have to save this story, but I want to know what happened. But
yeah,
well, let's talk about the weather first.
It
right?
wasn't really as big of a deal as I thought it would be. It didn't really hurt all that bad. I mean, it itched a little bit afterwards, but yeah, I wondered why I've been running away from them my whole life, essentially. All right, Weather Alert Network Horizon broadband camera. We are now looking into South Haven. We can see the Dykeman Bridge in the background. There was a parade of ducks that just moved through, and a couple of boats as well. A really stunning Saturday morning, and that's really going to be the case not just today, but into tomorrow as well. It's going to be pleasant with plenty of sunshine, and then at night, I'm tracking clear and comfortable conditions with temperatures in the 50s, perfect for seeing the Perseid meteor shower. More on that in just a moment here. Starting Tuesday, that heat, the humidity, the thunderstorm chances, it all returns. So enjoy this beautiful weather while we have it. Great for cleanup, great for those of you who do not have electricity right now, because you can easily just open up those windows and allow Mother Nature to do the cooling. So high pressure in control all today, all tonight, all tomorrow long. It's not until Monday that it shifts off to the east and we get a little bit more humidity, a little boost in the temperature department as well. Nothing overwhelming, but we will begin to see those changes as we get into the work week. Satellite and radar showing absolutely nothing from International Falls all the way into Kalamazoo and Detroit. Temperatures in the upper 50s in Battle Creek. It's calm. This is the number that we like to see. 53-degree dew point, okay? So it feels comfortable. This whole past week, we've been up here between muggy and just gross. And now those dew points way down here to pleasant / refreshing. We like the way that sounds and looks, and it's reflected in that sunshine icon all today long. Temperatures in the upper 70s later this afternoon. As far as shower chances are concerned, they are null, 0, nada, all the way through Monday. But we do have another shower going on. It's the Perseid meteor shower. This is the kind of shower we like, right? Comet crumbs from Comet Swift Tuttle and the Perseid meteor shower, one of the best of the year. Long streaking tails, the best fireballs ever. This is just a shower that you want to get out to see. You want to look to the northeast, just up, but you need to find a dark location. This takes a little bit of effort. You can't just go outside and look up because of that light pollution. So here's a place to go, Dr. T.K. Lawless Park. That's just 9 miles east of Cassopolis, and you just have to pay $2 per car. If you want to camp at night, it's $10 to do some camping. There is no camping at Headlands, but you can stay 24/7. That's in Mackinac City, so it's quite a drive, but I've been here before. A few years ago, I saw the Perseid meteor shower at the Headlands and International Dark Sky Park, and it was just amazing. That's all I can say. Sealy Auto Group 7-day forecast shows that heat and humidity building as we get into the work week, and that will kind of fuel those rounds of showers and thunderstorms again.
A nice cool down. All right, thanks so much, Christina. Breakfast foods always sound good at this time of the day, but what about with a boozy concoction? Why IHOP is bubbling over its newest offer to you.
Now's the time to visit Cole Buick.
Welcome back to News Channel 3. I'm Hannah Knowles. You can now enjoy your favorite breakfast foods with an adult beverage at any time of the day. IHOP is now introducing an adults-only pour-to-pair with pancakes. The new Bubbles and Wine and Brews menu marries boozy beverages with its menu staples, everything from mimosas and French toast to a cold Corona with your omelet. There's even a little something extra. The chain will also be pouring a variety of barefoot wines. I don't know about you, Christina, but a Corona and an omelet, I don't know.
Maybe people are just, I'm just saying,
sure
I feel like a lot of people that go to IHOP are already sort of buzzed and just kind of keeping it going. So maybe that's the strategy. I don't know.
Okay.
Either way, moving on. We are taking a look into our book of weird holidays, finding out what today is. And it's National Garage Sale Day. People in Michigan love their garage
and today's
sales.
a perfect weekend because it's not too hot to go to the garage
Yeah,
sales.
and you can find some good steals too. Have you ever had one? Has your family
garage
ever had
sale?
it? Yeah.
A long time ago back in Idaho, but actually I think where I live is having a garage sale soon. So maybe I'll have to like rummage through my stuff and get rid of some things like spring, summer cleaning. It's not spring, summer cleaning.
Right. As a kid, I just remember Mom and Dad would always put some stuff in the garage sale that like I never approved.
And you're like, where's that? And then it's gone. They're like, oh, Sally bought it.
Yeah, for $1.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. All right, lower 70s at noon. Don't do that to your kids. Lower 70s at noon, lots of sunshine. Upper 70s later this afternoon. A really nice day from start to finish.
Okay, perfect. Well, head out to that garage sale. There's also one happening in Michigan. It's 200 miles long, so we'll tell you more about that coming up next. And an extended opportunity to enroll in affordable health care plan ends today. We hear from a financial expert about how much money you could save. Plus, U.S. troops are preparing to evacuate the U.S. Embassy in Afghanistan as the Taliban gains ground. The concerns about what could happen next. And this B-17 once helped lead America to victory during World War II. How you can have a chance today to climb aboard and take flight in the same exact historic machinery.
Smoking hot savings and
Covering West Michigan to protect and alert you. This is News Channel 3, live at 7:30.
Good morning. You're watching News Channel 3. I'm Hannah Knowles. We're watching West Michigan this morning. Here's a look at the top developing stories. A new alert from the Michigan Health Department is now strongly recommending schools require masks to prevent the spread of COVID-19. A mask policy causing chaos in Portage, where parents are fighting over whether students should be required to wear them. The district's policy says masks will be optional unless the county health department makes a mandate. Some parents say they'll go so far as to remove their kids from the school district if masks aren't required on the first day of school. Western Michigan University is updating its COVID-19 policies again just weeks before students return to campus. WMU is not requiring students to get the vaccine. However, the university is announcing students and staff who do not get a COVID-19 vaccine will have to get tested for the virus every week. WMU is also requiring masks in buildings whether you are vaccinated or not. Moving now to a live look over downtown Kalamazoo. A beautiful morning there. Let's head over to meteorologist Christina Anthony for a closer look at your weekend forecast. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning. And yes, we are going to be seeing a lot of this in the sky, not just today, but also tomorrow and into Monday. A really nice stretch of weather, sunny and dry. And we're not just talking dry as far as rainfall is concerned, but you can easily see that story on satellite and radar, but also dry when it comes to dew points. They are much lower. Remember, just a couple of days ago, we had dew points in the 70s to 80 degrees. It was downright disgusting outside, in my humble opinion. But now we have that pleasant air, crisp air with dew points down into the 50s. And it's going to be tough to even develop any clouds when the air is just simply this dry. So lots of sunshine, some free air conditioning early on at least. And then maybe you have to run a couple of fans during the afternoon. Temperatures in the upper 70s. And of course, Hannah, we are thinking about those, cleaning up behind those storms. I'll let you know when more storms develop in your Weather Alert Network forecast. That's coming up.
All right, Christina, thank you. Governor Gretchen Whitmer announcing that starting today, anyone who is eligible for an additional dose of the COVID-19 vaccine can get it. The CDC recommending people with compromised immune systems to get a booster shot of the Moderna and Pfizer COVID-19 vaccines. Michigan has an ample supply of the COVID-19 vaccine to meet the demand. Here's the latest data on COVID-19 cases in Michigan. A live look now at the state's information page showing the death toll has now passed 20,000, a grim milestone. 29 more people died just within 2 days, Thursday and Friday, and state health officials report at that same time 3,100 more people tested positive for the virus. Cases of COVID-19 are on the rise again in Michigan, closely followed by increasing hospitalizations and deaths. The highly infectious Delta variant accounts for nearly all spread in the state because it's more contagious and more dangerous. Right now, 75 of Michigan's 83 counties have substantial or high rates of COVID-19 transmission. New this morning, a way you can save money on your energy bill with Consumers Energy, but also raise money for a good cause. Battle Creek's NAACP chapter is teaming up with consumers to help serve communities in need. News Channel 3's Jay Shatara spoke with a member of the chapter. He joins us now live to tell us about this program, how it started, and why it's building trust between the community and its energy company. Good morning, Jay.
Hannah, good morning. Kathy Antaya signed up for her in-home energy efficiency analysis about 3 months ago, and she says so far she has seen a save in money on her electric bill. But she kind of came up with this idea to turn a simple survey into a fundraiser. So she understands that there are some underserved communities, so she wanted to get involved with Consumers Energy in the Battle Creek NAACP to help those underserved communities and build a connection with the energy company. Now, she also says that for lower income families, they're typically not worried about, energy efficiency. They're worried about bills and groceries. And the Battle Creek NAACP chapter partnered with consumers to use word of mouth to tell people that it's okay to have someone come in your house and check your energy efficiency. And their hope is that it can help save low income families a lot of money.
By having us going out there and actually spreading the word, to my own neighbors, they may have a little less reluctance in engaging in a program like this.
And Taya says that once the fundraiser is over, they will have a better idea of the figure that they were able to raise during the energy analysis survey. She said she's been able to benefit from free things like LED light bulbs and wire wrapping. Reporting live in Kalamazoo, Jay Shatara, News Channel 3.
Currently, Americans have a special health enrollment period we can take advantage of, but you are running out of time to do so. The opportunity provided through the American Rescue Plan expires tomorrow. We spoke with local financial professional Mindy McIntosh to find out just how much some Americans can save with this special enrollment period. She tells us nearly 15 million Americans currently lack health care, and many Americans will be able to take advantage of an advanced premium tax credit to lower the cost of their monthly premiums. Here's a look at some of the statistics. $50 per month, what many premiums will decrease by. 80% of enrollees will find a plan for $10 or less. 25% of enrollees will be able to upgrade to better plans at the same or lower premium. And 1.8 million Americans have signed up for coverage during this special enrollment period.
You might, be in a better position than what you think when it comes to just these huge costs of healthcare. And I realize that a lot of folks say, my goodness, my healthcare premium as much as my mortgage. Well, we've seen that change now. So if that is not your situation today, let's make sure that we talk to you over the next few days here.
For more information on the special enrollment period, as well as some tips from Mindy and how you can reach her, visit our website, wwmt.com. The Taliban is on the verge of reclaiming most of Afghanistan with just weeks to go before U.S. troops leave the country on August 31st. The group's resurgence is being met with fear and dismay from many, even as 3 U.S. battalions are on their way to Kabul. Natalie Brand reports from Washington this morning.
As the Taliban offensive continues to sweep through the country, the Pentagon says the bulk of the 3,000 U.S. troops will arrive over the weekend to help evacuate U.S. diplomats and Afghan allies.
We are certainly concerned by the speed with which the Taliban has been moving.
The group now controls more than half of Afghanistan's provincial capitals, including Kandahar, Afghanistan's second biggest city. Fighters are said to be within 50 miles of Kabul.
There is no doubt at what's going to happen here. The Taliban is going to take over the government probably in a matter of weeks.
As concern grows on the ground, the United Nations warns a humanitarian disaster is unfolding.
Afghanistan is spinning out of control.
CBS News spoke with a woman who said she wants to flee, but her family is planning to stay.
I'm afraid of being killed. I'm totally sure that I will not survive here.
President Biden has defended his decision to withdraw U.S. troops from the country by the end of the month. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
President Biden hasn't taken questions about the Afghan conflict since Tuesday. The United Nations is urging the country's neighbors to keep their borders open, potentially allowing tens of thousands of people fleeing Taliban fighting to reach safety. 76 years ago, almost to the day, the United States and Allied forces declared victory over the Nazis in World War II. In Kalamazoo this weekend, there's a terrific reminder of the bravery displayed and sacrifice made by those who fought. Armadas of B-17 heavy bombers called the Flying Fortress were launched over Germany and Japan, taking out critical enemy targets. Of the 13,000 built, only a few B-17s, like the Yankee Lady, are still in flying condition. And today, you can get an aerial tour of this heroic and impressive piece of machinery.
The significance of the B-17, this flying fortress, is it was so impactful in World War II. 12,000 were built, but there's only 10 left that are flying. And so having a B-17 here, so instrumental in the war, is just fantastic for the Zoo and our entire community.
The B-17 Yankee Lady will be in Kalamazoo all day today, offering both flights and tarmac tours. There's just a few spots left. For details to sign up, you can head to our website, wwmt.com. Find the story. It's on the front page. A new law in place this morning in neighboring state Illinois. How it looks to protect students from a discrimination Black kids are unfortunately all too familiar with. And new video in just now, details on how chaotic the violence in the January 6th Capitol riots got. A look at that, plus the authorities now being punished for their presence that day.
And it is 7:39, perfectly blue skies as we look live over Battle Creek this morning. How long we will keep the sunshine going, that's coming up in just a few minutes. Stay with us.
Network customers, you're at risk of losing.
We're getting new video this morning showing a different angle of the violence that erupted at the Capitol on January 6th. What you're seeing here is the surveillance video giving you that new view of the mob. And now we're learning 2 Seattle police officers have been fired for attending the riots that day. Authorities say the married officers Caitlin and Alexander Everett have been fired because they trespassed barriers put in place by Capitol Police. Seattle Police Chief Adrian Diaz says the couple was directly next to the Capitol building after it had been declared a riot. He says their presence at the Capitol was, quote, an attack on our profession and every other officer across the country. There's a new law in place this morning in the state of Illinois. It's to prevent discrimination in schools based on hairstyles. The bill prohibits dress codes that restrict styles historically associated with race, ethnicity, or hair texture. Black students specifically have faced discipline and exclusion at schools simply for wearing natural hairstyles, according to the governor. Illinois' Board of Education must also create resources for students about natural hair. When it comes to America's water wars, the West is as wild as it ever was, and the mighty Colorado River, which provides water to over 40 million people, is one of the spoils. But in the western United States, the rule has always been you don't own water and you don't own the molecules of the water. You only have the right to divert it and put it to beneficial use. But some people say this is bringing large corporations into the playing field and turning H2O into a commodity where shareholders make money off droughts and water shortages.
Water is a scarce commodity in Arizona, so yes, it does become like oil here. It's just like any product that's scarce. You start putting it up on the market, and guess what? It starts going for the highest price.
Despite strong opposition, the Arizona Department of Water Resources last fall gave the thumbs up to the water transfer. The final hurdle is now to get approval from the federal government. This week on Full Measure, we investigate the battle over water and the impact this could have across the country. You can watch the full story right here on News Channel 3 Sunday night. New data shows July was the hottest month ever recorded in 142 years of record keeping. This past month was the hottest month to date, with a global average of little over 62 degrees Fahrenheit. The last 7 Julys have been hottest 7 Julys on records. Officials call it an inevitable distinction related to climate change. A Northern California wildfire now threatens thousands of homes as it burns towards a small lumber town. And right now, crews are fighting to protect the town of Westwood in the northern Sierra Nevada from the month-old Dixie Fire. Now, that blaze has burned down much of the town of Greenville last week, and in Montana, crews are scrambling to save hundreds of homes near the Northern Cheyenne Indian Reservation. Meanwhile, the U.S. Forest Service says fires throughout the West have forced it into crisis mode. Time to check in now with meteorologist Christina Anthony, and we are getting a little bit of a break from that heat today, and it sure feels nice out there.
Yeah, finally. It's going to be really nice all weekend long. That's after collecting a couple of red boxes, Hannah, on our monthly high temperature map this past week. Temperatures reached 90 degrees and above on Tuesday, and despite being in the middle 80s Wednesday and Thursday, they felt more like 90-something. We even had some middle to upper 90s as far as heat indices were concerned this past week because of that humidity. Yesterday was a transitional weather day. We were easing off of the heat and those dew points were dropping, and that leaves us with, instead of the dog days of summer for the next few days, some autumn-esque air. I'm forecasting highs that are on either side of 80 degrees today, tomorrow, and into Monday. Lots of sunshine from start to finish too, and then at night we'll tuck in between those nice days some cool, comfortable nights with temperatures in the 50s. I mean, it's going to feel really nice outside, especially because of those lower dew points. We can see some seriously dry air as we look upwind and look off to our northwest. And even here in the lower peninsula, we have dew points that are in the 50s. So tough to develop clouds when it's so dry outside. And that's why you see such a nice view on satellite and radar as high pressure takes control all weekend long. Right now in Kalamazoo, it is sunny side up. Temperatures in the upper 50s, dew points in the lower 50s. Winds are calm. Let's take you live outside at 7:48. We're looking over Allegan right now. Perfectly blue sky in the background. The Fountain On and the Kalamazoo River. It's a really nice view there. Some birds taking off too in the background. You know, this is a great day to do some cleanup. We know that parts of Allegan County still recovering from those storms, and farther south along the Michigan-Indiana line. Looking into Bangor right now, and it looks like a painting with that sun coming down off the corner of the screen with our Weather Alert Network Horizon broadband camera. This is going to be a beautiful day from start to finish. One of those days that it'll be tough if you want to stay inside and just binge watch Netflix. Good luck. 53 degrees in Hastings, 56 in Grand Rapids. Good morning, Battle Creek, 59. Hey there, Marshall, 55, 56 South Haven. And good morning, Dowagiac. It's 56 degrees for you, 60 in Three Rivers. I'm forecasting a really nice day to take lunch and dinner outside on the patio. Lower 70s at lunch, crisp temperatures, and then we're holding the humidity all day long. Even towards dinner, temperatures in the upper 70s come with those lower humidity levels. That's going to be the case until we get to Tuesday. You'll notice a slight uptick in the dew points Monday, but really becoming muggy again Tuesday and beyond, and that's when we have shower chances improving as well. In the meantime, how about this for a shower? The Perseid Meteor shower. You want to look to the north-northeast, find a dark area away from light pollution, and you have to give this some time. You know, it's one of those really good meteor showers, but still, I would take like an hour or so to look up. Celia Auto Group's 7-day forecast shows storms starting Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I'll be sleeping when that meteor shower comes, but
yeah, dark and early too. Dark and early, a couple hours before sunrise is the best way to do it.
Right, correct. Awesome. Thank you so much, Christina. This morning, hundreds of thousands of Michiganders are still without power, and for some, today marks day 4. What Consumers Energy is telling us about when the time for restoration will be. Plus, a new development just in as our Weather Alert Network tracks what's now a tropical storm in the Atlantic, the islands that lay in the path of the severe storms to come. And a Michigan hairstylist's recent work has brought her viral fame, how it's turning heads on the head of a dog.
Well, after the birds.
Thank you for turning to News Channel 3 at 7:30. The news continues right now.
Looking ahead to the top stories we'll be following throughout the day here on News Channel 3. Thousands of West Michigan residents are still without power this morning after back-to-back storms. Right now, a majority of the power outages remain in Branch and St. Joseph counties. Branch County now under a state of emergency. Across the state, about 100,000 consumer energy customers are still in the dark. Consumers tells us it expects most homes and businesses to have power by tonight and almost all restoration work to be completed by the end of this weekend. Today, COVID-19 vaccine booster shots are now available in Michigan. According to Governor Whitmer, the supply is plenty. The CDC recommends people with compromised immune systems to get a booster shot of the Moderna and Pfizer COVID-19 vaccines. New information this hour. Right now, Tropical Storm Grace has formed this morning with maximum sustained winds of 40 miles per hour. Forecasters say it will likely near the Leeward Islands late tonight and approach the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico on Sunday. Tropical storm warnings have gone up for Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and other islands of the northeastern Caribbean, with strong winds and heavy rain expected over the weekend. Watch News Channel 3 live at 6 tonight with our Will Haney as our Weather Alert Forecast Network tracks this storm. And you're invited to an exclusive film viewing in downtown Kalamazoo today. Filmmaker Terrence Moore is bringing his film home. It's called Doghouse, a trap house horror film. The film is about a black man who recognizes his superpowers through opposition. It touches on the three justices black Americans fight through each day. A reality 32-year-old Moore experienced firsthand in Kalamazoo when he settled a racial profiling case with the city as a teen in 2006. Now he's back and he's hoping to inspire some people, and the screening is happening at the Radisson Plaza Hotel at 6 o'clock tonight. You can buy your tickets online.
And a Michigan hairstylist's latest work is getting lots of attention online.
Yeah, imagine this, a dreadlock rockin' dog. And you don't even have to imagine. There it is on your screens. Look at that pup, Locks by Leah, a Detroit area loctician. She's been twisting up clients with quality and care for years. But since her stellar work on Miss Ava went viral, her business has boomed. Johnson hopes to one day open her own salon to service clients and pups side by side. You know, I don't know if Remy would let me do that. She doesn't even let me like pick at anything on her hair, but that dog really rocks those locks.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. This is so awesome. I love the unique style, and I love how good the dog's being too. That is a well-behaved dog.
That's a pretty big, probably a poodle, pretty big poodle pup there. Right there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So as far as our hair is concerned, these next few days, that humidity easing off. So it's going to feel lovely. You're going to look a little bit more lovely outside. Temperatures on either side of 80 degrees, the 50s at night. The humidity, the heat, all of that stuff is going to return as we head into the work week.
I mean, just the past few mornings, not today, but the last few, you just woke up and you felt like you were in Florida. It was so muggy.
Right.
Oh, all right. That does it here for us on News Channel 3. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.